Y'all, we about to get started. Bear with me, bear with me. I got some music coming soon, but yeah, it's gonna be coming soon for sure. So deal with my melodious voice as we get started into this episode. This one is gonna be particularly important for my people here in the DMV area because we want to support our local brothers and sisters. But this story is going to be particularly touching to the heart because it touches with a father. And here I'm about to come on for you guys. It touches on a father that is in dire need of you guys' assistance. I don't want to give it too much of my own story without letting you guys see. Oh shoot, I need to change it. What's going on with this dad in need? So let's get right into it. And again, make sure that you, before we get into it, once you see this, I want you guys to make sure that you look out for this father. If you can, give some help and support for his endeavors because it's getting very crazy for the man. Yeah. Let's look at this. I would like for you all to take your time and really digest what's going on. It's going to be a roller coaster ride. I'll try to explain.
This next story involves a family you may have seen before. And
like I said, this gentleman is here in Maryland, Baltimore. If you guys, by chance, even who are watching, know this man, and I'm sorry, I'm just trying to make sure everything is set up straight for you guys. If you guys know this man or have any contact, let him know. I would love to reach out to him and get him on the podcast so that he can give a firsthand account of everything that kind of happened. But we're going to take this news report that came out a few months ago, and really get into it because, like I said, it's kind of sick, guys. And I don't want you to feel like you have to hold your stomach or anything, but this one is going to be a roller coaster ride. It's going to be good, though. It's going to be really good. I hope that you all can watch. Hit that like button for me. I'm going to get this plane started now.
Maryland father and his two boys, his twin boys, known as the Hurtt twins.
And right there, you can see his GoFundMe and stuff. I want to get as much traction to it. As you can see, some of the stuff, I think this is TikTok has been shut down. But he was doing a lot of positive things, and you can kind of some of the things are still up there. You can see what he was doing with his sons, and I think some other people have reposted it, so you can see it through other outlets. But this guy was really doing a lot of good stuff, so I want you guys to see.
Known as the Hurtt twins. They're known to thousands of people for their viral videos.
But a recent court order claims those children have been exploited. And as a result, the boys' time with their father is now limited to 1 day a week in a supervised location.
Our Larry Miller spoke with the dad who says the allegations against him are far from the truth. Here's tonight's special report, Fighting for the Hurtt twins.
We about to take over the internet.
I'm not only a father, I'm a dad. Like
precious.
I'm nurturing. I love my sons, and I just want the best for them.
Emotions run deep for Jerron Hurtt Sr., the father of twin boys known to a legion of online followers as the Hurtt twins. Some of the videos that remain online had thousands of views. Because the twins are minors, we have decided to blur their faces.
Can I drink some of this?
Which I respect.
Hurtt is fighting to get full custody of the twins after.
Yeah, I want to explain it, and then I'm going to read this off for you guys who may be not able to see it. But this father of the Hurtt twins, he had a very large online basis with his children. Now, me as a father, I haven't become a father yet, but when I have kids, I will keep them so far away from the internet because the internet is such a vile place. But on contrary, you have to look at it like this. How many empires are now being built off the back of children? There are kids that simply play with toys, open up toy packages, and now are making literally billions of dollars online. Now, of course, when you are parents and you are co-parenting and both parents don't agree on the online presence of your children, I absolutely understand why that became a fight. So let me get to what the court judge said is involving with the children. The court finds that the father's judgment regarding the children is alarmingly poor. In addition to his decision making is so impaired that he is incapable of making decisions that are in the best interest of the children in matters of significance or day-to-day decisions while the children are in his care. Golly, she needed to do some more diction with that sentence. Father steadfastly maintains his exploitation of the children in their best of his children, in their best interest, and does not harm or endanger them in any way. He should actually believe this. Father would now this is written by the judge, you guys. I don't want you guys to think I'm just reading this. Father would be completely out of touch with reality of life in today's world. The court is persuaded, however, that father's actions are motivated not by love for his children, but for his own self-interest. Father advised the court that this is such broken English that it's making me sound like I'm a little foolish. But y'all, I just want y'all to know this is exactly what's on the screen. I know you guys can see it. Father advised the court that even though he would disagree with it, he would obey a court order and cease exposing them online, and as he's done. The court finds that assertion to be lack credibility. That's so crazy. So they're saying that what he's saying lacks credibility, which, from a lot of the online presence, you can see that he did take down a lot of the videos. Father has exploited children for profit while simultaneously depriving them of the care and of the loving care of their mother. Wow. I really want you guys to take your time and go look at the Hurtt twins. See if you feel like it was exploitation, if it was him trying to hurt his kids. And then I want you to also view kids who go and play with toys who have millions and millions of subscribers and see if that's either similar or even if this kind of content is more heartfelt. Because to be honest with you, this was a lot of, and I mind you, I only watch about 10 or so videos, clips and longer videos that, related to the kids. But it was absolutely positive. It was a lot of conflict resolution. It was, understanding what was going on in their lives and how they, just communicated with each other, which is hard to see today. How many videos do you get to see on the internet, even in a reel, where a father is really sitting down having a good conversation with his son? It's very rare to see. I don't think a lot of our algorithms are set to see that. So that begs to show that what is it that they're trying to push to us? And if it's to take away kids from good fathers, what are we really doing? What are we accomplishing with that? Because if you really look at it, the statistics show that kids from single mother parent homes have the most, it's a lot more complications. I'll just say it at that. You can look at the statistics yourself. I want to let the video continue, but I also want to finish reading what the allegations are against the father so that way you're clear. The character and reputation of the party. The father reputation to some extent has been damaged by his online activities featuring his children. The Hurtt twins' opposition with 10,000 members speaks to that. Despite father's efforts to smear her, mother's reputation appears to be good. I didn't see any videos, and I tried to look back as far as I could, where he smeared her reputation at all. And I'm not trying to say, I didn't even look for that particularly, but I was just trying to see as far back if there was any exploitation so that way I was clear on what the court was seeing. Now, of course, the court will agree that if the mother doesn't agree with it, that's where the exploitation, and if she feels strongly enough, that's where the case can be made. especially when now there's funds being made, and I'm pretty sure she doesn't have the ability to have access to them. That might have been the bigger picture. That's something you guys had to think about too. If you ever get on these online platforms, you start to make money. What is it that the parent can do? You know, your other spouse or whatever. You know, this is stuff that they tell you they'll use as ammunition, and it's not to be like, you know, be in defense of your partner, but you gotta be prepared for anything. And to the lack of preparation is just waiting to fail. It's really just waiting to fail. So again, part C is both parties are have requested custody of the children, and the court finds that those requests are sincere. The court is persuaded, however, that the father's request for custody is motivated for his desire to profit from the children. Whew, man. All right, let's go ahead and, again, you know, if you get over a certain threshold, you are going to start gaining profit from your online videos, no matter if they're positive or negative. And I had a video just last week kind of reveling in the information about that as well, because I was telling you guys that you had the ultimate Pookie that you guys were watching and eating up. Now we have the exact opposite. We have a man that was showing love to his sons, trying to build them as better men as they're growing up. And again, you guys ain't getting my likes up. I only got 2 likes right now. Can we get the likes up in the building? Because it's stuff like this that you need to be a parent of. These are the opposite sides of the coin. You know, you're eating up the stuff in the internet, but when a man really needs help and something is really going on, nobody's paying attention. It goes to the wayside. And for all the ladies, maybe the 1.1 ladies that might be watching, you know, would you want this to happen to your sons? And I mean on both levels. If your son is the father, or the sons, your sons are these twins, do you want them to go without a father for the rest of their life? Because it gets worse than this. This is why this stuff is so serious. It's so crucial that this man has been working and fighting day and night, that he's lost his day job and he's solely relying on online content to try to support fighting for custody.
After a judge said the boys were being exploited by their dad, his visitation was limited to 1 day a week in a supervised location. After a hearing earlier this year, Judge Nancy Purpura awarded the...
So this is the judge, Nancy Purpura of Baltimore. Presiding, it's a drug court judge.
His mother, April Johnson, full
That's not
custody
even
of the
her
boys.
realm.
In her opinion, Judge Purpura wrote Hurtt's judgment was alarmingly poor and is fraught with exploitation which is not in their best interest and presents a danger to their safety. The primary concern for the judge, those videos of the children online. Some show the children engaged in typical play. Others, described in court, show the children in sensitive situations like medical appointments. In addition to generating thousands of...
So like I said, I've seen. See, look at that. Leave and look at this. I want y'all to take y'all time and read this. But I saw those doctor's appointments, and it was just like, you know, times that it might have been, of course, would have been vulnerable. And I'm not here to defend what was placed online. I just want you to understand the context in which this stuff was regarded to, because he had them in a dentist, and he said, you know, appropriate way young men should act in a dentist. And then it was one of the young men, I guess, may have had an ear infection. I wasn't 100% sure on what was going on, but he needed to get something sucked out of his ear. And his brother was just there for him, hugged him, and let him know that he was here for him. His father was here for him, and God was there for him. And what more would you want from your children to see than the love and support of their own brother? You know what I'm saying? I don't know, man. I don't know what it is that, you know, the mother felt like she needed to, you know, disengage them from. But as you can see, even with the title, you know, Jaren Hurtt and the Hurtt twins spreading love one video at a time. That's all it was on. That's all it was on. So I'm going to skip on over.
Growing up, my uncles, my mom and aunt will tell you, like, we always recorded. It was just something we did when we had, you know, cookouts, family functions. We all sat.
And I just want y'all to know, this is so big that this is hit at least regional news. So this was on Channel 9's news. And again, this is very important because, you know, I do this show for us in the DMV area. Particularly, I know a lot of people here in the world have been watching me. You know, we're not that big yet, but we are growing every single day, and I appreciate all the growth that we have gotten. But this particular case, guys, and ladies, I'm not saying that to be particular, is really important to all of us at home, because obviously it pertains to the court system that happens here in the DMV area. And what happens to this man can happen to all of us. And I just hope that you guys can really understand that. And if you feel any type of way, please get in those comments. Let me know how you're feeling about this video. I'll give you the information for his GoFundMe, because he's fighting again. He lost his job trying to fight for the children. He said he's been paying about $15,000 retainer to fight for custody of the kids. But again, like, it gets worse. I'm gonna wind it back so you can kind of hear what his story is.
It was just something we did when we had, cookouts, family functions. We all sat around like later on after the event, and we would watch on the big box TV.
Wanna make the Mary some hot chocolate?
So when I became a dad, I wanted to do the same thing. I started recording it, and I was just putting it online for our family. When the pandemic started, we went viral, and literally the next day I lost my job.
During the hearing, Judge Papora asked Hurtt if he thought those public videos compromised the children's safety. We asked,
and I just want y'all to know how, like, you can check the records. It's very easily, once you Google or go on YouTube and look up the Hurtt twins, you can see that he only started his page in 2020, and the rest is history. And the fact that he got to as far as he did, and this is only when he was at 1K that they have here on the news, and he's over at 100K. And, I'm pretty sure he like they said, he had him in elite schools. He had him in a really good position to succeed, and now that it's all stripped away literally in a moment.
Asked Hurtt that same question. He told us this.
Those memories that I was putting online became profitable. So it was nothing different. Like, I'm just sharing our memories with the world.
Hurtt explained those memories have allowed him to care for the boys, providing a home and an education in an elite private school.
We spread love and joy all around the world. It's just a day in our life. We may go outside for a walk, and I record 5 or 10 minutes, and I've learned how to take those emotional moments and show the world how children can solve their problems.
The twins' mother declined our request for an interview, but said in a statement she had no comment and asked for privacy for herself and her boys. But the boys' mother was clear in a counter complaint she filed that the children...
Okay, so hold on. I'm gonna read this one off to y'all. So, plaintiff exploits minor children in attempts to raise money for himself and gain his own internet fame. Plaintiff maintains multiple websites called the Hurtt twins and published videos in excess of 1 hour of the children publicly almost daily. I'm gonna let him address the stuff real fast, but I don't.
Is it possible that things may have gotten too far?
You can also see the records. Of course, now there might have been some editing because he did have to take some of the videos down. But even if you go back to the website, which is their own website, because I'm pretty sure he made that after they gained traction and he wanted to establish what it is that they were about. Because with anything that starts to gain momentum, you have to start, establishing real things like, plans. You want to have a map for the future. You want these kids to have a trajectory in their life. This father was making sure that was happening just off the strength of loving his boys. But now he can't even see them. It's beyond me. Now, y'all can see, drop down again and let me know if y'all see anything different. Hit me in those chats. But it's just really, really sad to me, because what more can a man do? Like, I really would love to hear, what more can a man do?
On too far.
No, I don't think anything went too far. This is the same way you have child actors and stuff like that. And the thing is, we're not even...
Now, see, this is where I do disagree with the exploitation part, because he said, like, children actors, where if we really look back at it, you have, and shout out to my boy Tim, who is a longtime fan of Macaulay Culkin, but you have Macaulay Culkin, even the Olsen twins, even people like It's a whole bunch. What's the guy from That's So Raven? Y'all know who I'm talking about. Orlando Brown. You know, that they've all, you know, went through pretty much a life crisis early on in life, where they were strung out on drugs, and, you know, they're on the recovery, I guess, now, but a lot of them went through a lot more struggles than they needed to be. And that's just because they had to deal with all of the stuff. And, you know, if y'all didn't see it yesterday, we had a live show about Diddy. So, you know, maybe they was at a Diddy party, the freak offs. You never know. And you wouldn't want your kids to be exposed to those type of people because you are, you know, putting them on a platform. Now, granted, I would say that on YouTube and some of these like TikToks and stuff, you have a lot more control. But to be honest, to build and to really grow, you're going to have to do collaborations and things of that nature. So, of course, eventually it would have gotten to a place where things may have become weird. I don't know exactly if we could say that they would have been perfectly untainted by the world. That's why I still believe that, you know, you want to protect your kids until they're of, you know, at least discerning age to be within internet spaces, because that's another issue with the chat rooms and things of that nature. You know, you let your kids on video games, but there are chat rooms with people that are adults in those chat rooms, and you don't know what they're chatting about because you're allowing them to play for hours just so that way you can just get on with your day still. We really got to take these things into account. I want to let this video keep running because I don't want to hold you guys up, but this is really important, y'all.
Acting like this is just our life.
Judge Papora ordered Hurtt to remove all video content of the children from online. Accounts managed by Hurtt show videos of the boys were removed. Since the judge's order, Hurtt reached out to his followers for help, posting videos like this.
There are more dads just like me.
So I'm now pose the question to all of you guys listening. If he took down all the videos and there was, you know, physical evidence of that, why would he still lose custody? I mean, this is public opinion. I definitely would love to hear it. If you got a lawyer in the bag, share this video to them, let them see it so that they can, you know, jump down in those comments and let me know, because I'm very curious why he would still lose custody. Of course, you know, it's going to be, you know, different correspondence, but I think we all need that answer to this question.
That love their children and would love to show up for their children.
There's a Change.org petition demanding Hurtt's custody be reinstated. It has more than 7,000 signatures. Hurtt even teamed up with Dr. Bernard Jennings, who was instrumental in advocating for the passage of Florida's Good Dad Act. The law gives unwed fathers more rights.
Okay, so I don't know nothing about this Good Dad Act, but let's look at it. The bill clarifies that after the birth of a child, a parent may request a determination of parental responsibility and child support for the creation of a parenting plan and time-sharing schedule pursuant to Chapter 61 FS, I don't know all of that, absent to a determination of a parental responsibility and child support, a mother retains sole responsibility and there is no requirement of time sharing. The bill requires that any action to establish paternity include a determination of parental responsibility and a parenting plan establishing a time-sharing schedule and child support. The bill determines of parental responsibility and time-sharing to the establishment of paternity for a father under, okay, these are other statutes. This bill also clarifies that an unwed mother and father who sign a voluntary acknowledgement of paternity have established paternity through a court judgment are the natural guardians of the child. Okay. As such, they are subject to the rights and responsibilities of parents that are a married parent would enjoy. If a father has not established paternity and the mother is the natural parent and is entitled to primary residential care and custody of the child. So it's just pretty much saying that if you establish this early on in Florida, you get the same rights as a married couple, which is curious to say. We'll see what else they got to say about this one. They got 38-0. They passed this one. But it's only in Florida.
Education, or religious decisions of their children without a court order. Jennings wants to see it passed nationwide.
There are good dads out there that are suffering silently because they don't have time with their children. There are children that are suffering. There is statistical analysis that will show you that children that have time with both parents fare better.
As for Hurtt, he's hoping an appeal will grant him more time with his children. In the meantime, he continues to post videos online, but without the boys.
I'm trying everything I can. I have to use our platforms. I have to speak out. I have to tell the injustices that's going on. I have to tell about them ruining families.
Larry Miller, WUSA 9.
So that's that one, y'all. Hold on. I want to go to his page itself so that way we can get a bigger look. It went from the Hurtt twins to the Hurtt story.
All right, we have with us the father, Mr. Jerome Hurtt. I'm also known as Hurtt Dad. Mr. Hurtt, good day, welcome.
Thank you for having me, Dr. Rashad.
Oh, and this is Dr. Rashad. I guess this is when he got to meet him. I'm just looking so that way I'm trying to give you guys the GoFundMe. And I'm gonna read off a little bit of, the comments just so y'all can see. And this is from 4 or so weeks ago. It says, somebody help this man. He's such a good guy who just loves his baby boys. 4 weeks ago, right here, said, I never once felt that he was exploiting his children. I saw him purely as a positive role model in his care, teaching and loving his family. Anyone can accuse him of exploitation is seriously showing errors in their thinking, and I am so sorry for what you are going through. I miss seeing you and the boys. You are a bright light. You are a bright spot in my days. I pray for a positive resolution for you and your family. Man, this shit is tough, man. And we have a lady here. The system is full of it. I've seen it all. I've seen it, and it has been all but positive situations. Never did he abuse, mistreat the boys. Sad, good dad have to deal with a bitter baby moms. Shaking my head. Prayers all. Positive endings. Keep your faith. God got you. Amen. And that was a theme with his sons. He was just telling them, God got you. I got you. God got you. Let's keep it together. We're gonna go into his advocacy.
These circumstances, I wish it was on the better for many. When I say we don't see this as exploitation, you made one of the greatest points that you got child actors in the world.
Right.
If this is the standard for exploitation, that means a whole lot of fathers and mothers, frankly, as well, would lose custody of their children. Give us some more background as to how this happened.
And frankly, he is absolutely right. I would love for you all to see how many children are online now making and generating funds, and then let's see how many children or parents would now be charged with exploitation if that's the case in regards to this father here.
I understand what the news media play, but we want to hear it in your own words.
Right, and that's what hurt my heart, because I sent the reporter so many documents and videos proving what actually happened. When I became a single father, it was right before the pandemic.
So yeah, y'all, we can't get these ads off. So until y'all get my likes up, get the followers up, we still watching ads. But I hope that y'all are liking the video. I appreciate you all for watching and viewing so far. We are getting back into it.
When the mom left, from the first day that she left, we started getting stalked by the guy she moved in with. He was coming to our home. He was emailing our followers. Just from the first day, I knew he was psychotic. Something wasn't right with the guy. I called the police. I did everything I could to protect my children. And when the mom left, it was literally just me. My sons had a life and death surgery. I was told she had to work. I did everything for my sons.
And then if you listen to it, it seems as though he was even the main caregiver to the children before, I guess, their rise to fame. And like he was saying, they had major surgeries and the mom wasn't even in attendance. Not to say that, she didn't want to be there, or I don't know particularly what was going on, but it just seems like, it wasn't her first priority. And then, as he said, it seems like she had another dude involved in the picture that might have been the reason why she chose to make all of these allegations against him, so that way there was nobody to see what was going on with her. Because, when somebody's keeping you under wraps or they're trying to manipulate you, and this is something that leads into abuse, they try to keep you as far away from anybody that can and excuse me for the but anybody that can be able to help you as swiftly as possible. So of course somebody with a large internet following, that will be able to shine light. And just perfect way to look at it, if you guys ever took the time and watch You Don't F With Cats on Netflix, it just goes to show you how a internet community can ride behind you and really get all the information within a small period of time. Because on that, they had a guy who was online torturing cats, and it grew such a large following that people literally used, before the advent of AI too, used like pictures of the background, outlets and stuff like that to pinpoint his location in less than 48 hours. And then within that time frame, they got him arrested. I'm just telling you, that's the power of the internet. Okay, guys? And I'm just saying that, that's why if, the mother was being abused, and I don't want to say this lightly because I don't particularly have all the facts, the person that was doing that type of stuff, or the manipulation, excuse me, would want her to keep her kids away from him, especially if they were doing joint custody, because let it be one day he's coming home with those kids and he just happens to post it up. That's hundreds of thousands of people that now are on the lookout for you. You got to think about it. Some of these things be deeper than what you're really looking into, but I'm going to let this man finish.
Encouraged, I offered her like, hey, I'll pick you up. I'll bring you here. I'll Uber you here. The boys are starting to call, just random women mom, and that's not okay. You're their mom. I tried my best to keep the mother in their life. She tried her best to defame me, and I stayed quiet this whole entire time. I'm like, I love my sons. I'm gonna do what's right for them. So I don't want to defame her or say anything negative. I just tried to stay positive. At some point in time, the mother basically took the boys. We had supervised visits, and I was the one that was supervising the visits, and the mother left with my sons. She had the boys for 4 days. I was terrified. Before the visit, I had an inkling something was going on because I seen on Facebook where people were telling her to take the boys, to kidnap the boys. And I tried to go get a restraining order, and the courts denied it. So after, the boys were taken, the courts actually ended up giving me the restraining order, and then CPS got involved. It was the worst 4 days of my life. I didn't know what was going to happen to my children.
So you see this man is dealing with crises left and right that he would have never have to dealt with prior to. And I don't know if you all have ever dealt with CPS, but now he's in battles in between himself, the mother, and now a government system that really doesn't work towards the best benefit of either parents. It's really what they say is the children, but they really just want to do what they have mapped out, and they really don't concern themselves with what you guys have going on. On top of that, this gentleman here is, like he said, he's struggling hard to make sure that his kids are doing well. I'm going to get back into it.
CPS came about and got the boys back for me. And when she got the boys back, she saw a bruise on one of my son's faces, on his face. And she said he was just hit. She's like, look, let's go home. I'm like, no, I don't want to go home. I want to go to the hospital. I want to make sure my son is okay. And she's like, no, we have to get on reacclimated with being home, tomorrow. We'll go to the hospital. Well, that next day I didn't wait for.
See, so that's even more wild. So now there's drama going on in the home, and he's, extremely concerned. Now, of course, some people might be in the comments trying to say he might have been a hypochondriac, but, if you don't have eyes on your kids and you're telling them that they just took a hit, I would definitely want to see what's going on, and I want my child to be checked on to make sure nothing's going on, because you never know. You don't a grown man touching on a child or hitting on a child, because putting their hands on a child is nothing like it's the damage ridiculous in comparison. Man, this is getting me hot, y'all. So I'm gonna just let it roll.
For her to go to the hospital, I went on my own. She called me. I told her what happened. She's like, look, I'm going to get you this final restraining order. She didn't trust the gentleman. He was bad news. He was controlling. And she was going to do whatever she could to fight for me to get my sons. So when it was time for that final hearing, none of that was in the report. It was really, really strange. Everything that she said was out of the report. She came to the home and did a final visit. And she's like, congratulations, you have your children, right? And I'm like, no, I don't. I said, everything that you told me, none of that was in the report. And she called my lawyer and told the lawyer she was going on vacation for 2 weeks. When she comes back from vacation, she would go along with us to get the restraining order. Well, that never happened. The woman just disappeared. I never heard from her again. 2 months later, another CPS worker contacted us.
Y'all hear that? A CPS worker completely disappeared on him. Now, I don't know how valid that story is, the validity of it, but that seems absolutely crazy. I don't know if she got transferred or what, but y'all can tell me what type of mess that's going through. But this is the runaround that these people be giving you, So it's tough, y'all. And this man is just trying to get his kids back in a safe environment.
And said, hey, she had to do an investigation. So she comes to the home. She talks to my sons. My sons tell her what happened. And she's like, go get a restraining order. And she's going to start the investigation. Well, what happened next? Same thing again. Nothing was done. I just don't understand what's going on in the court systems. After that, I went and I got a guardian ad litem. I was advised by that attorney at that time.
A guardian ad litem. I need to look that up for y'all because we don't know what that term means, and I don't want y'all to be out here. We want to know exactly a guardian ad litem. Oh, a guardian ad litem. Okay, that refers to an individual that is appointed by the court to represent the best interests of a minor child in legal proceedings. See, it's not about such as divorce. Yeah. The guardian ad litem has a unique responsibility to the child, protecting only his interests in cases that are frequently fought with high emotions and conflict. In many jurisdictions, the court appoints an attorney to specifically represent the child as a GAL, so that's the guardian ad litem. So he went and got one, but that works in the best interest of his kids, and that's not for him. So just so you guys know, this doesn't seem like that's particularly something you need to be getting. Not to knock him, but I'm just trying to get particular information. That's something that should have been ordered by the court and not you went out your personal self to get.
And the woman came to our home and she saw I had a Range Rover. And she's like, how did you get this? I said, well, there was a GoFundMe.
Now, that shouldn't have been particularly an issue, what he wrote, what he drove inside of it. And I'm going to wind it back because I'm not too sure if that was the guardian ad litem or if that was the CPS worker.
I was advised by that attorney at that time. And the woman came to our home and she saw I had a Range Rover. And she's like, how did you get this? I said, well, there was a GoFundMe, for my vehicle being stolen. And she automatically said I was exploiting my children. Now,
listen, I'm going to say something just in particular. It has been a litany in this area. That, again, we're in the DMV area for everybody watching. I appreciate you guys. If you can, for me, it's absolutely free to you, but just hit that like button for me. And if you can, share the video with everybody else. But as you know, in the DMV area right now, car break-ins are at an all-time high. It was extremely high in DC just a few months ago. Now in Montgomery County area, they're stealing airbags. It is just a litany of things going on with car problems. So I can definitely believe and understand what he's going through when he said his car was broken into and stolen. I had a neighbor just outside of my own home, not even 10 minutes from him walking into his own house, have his car stolen. So this is like something that's an epidemic out here. And, it's great that he has such a great support system to get him a Range Rover, and he's going to explain what he did with purchasing it. But again, would y'all have said that would have been wrong if people, the community reached out and helped somebody? Or should he have just not gotten help?
Blessed. I've always been blessed. I've done well for myself. And even before the Range Rover, and that was like a 2015, but before then I had a way more expensive car when I was working and everything else. So basically I cut back because it wasn't no longer about me, it was about my children. So I wanted to get a vehicle that, I could afford. After then, she made me do temporary 50-50 custody. During the temporary 50-50 custody, the children's school, my son's school is telling me that the children are coming to school hungry when they're with their mother. They're wearing the same school clothes for 3 to 4 days. And I'm going to the Garden ad litem and I'm telling her everything that's going on. And she's just ignoring it. She's saying I'm making it up. My sons then start coming home saying, Daddy,
see, and that's why I said that guardian ad litem is not in the best interest of the parent, because what they're saying is that these guardian ad litems, and I'm going to zoom in on myself real fast so that you can really understand what I'm saying. The guardian ad litem is responsible for the children. So, and granted, it seems as though his children aren't of the age to speak out freely. So I don't see them calling a random stranger and saying, hey, mommy and stuff, this is what's going on with mommy. They speak with their father when they come to see him. So the guardian ad litem is not going to, particularly take his side or the mother's side, because again, they represent the child. So unless the child is openly coming and saying these things, then you really don't have any say. That's why you should have hired an attorney for yourself to represent you in the legal proceedings in your own custody hearings. I'm going to keep letting it ride, though, guys, because this is important.
The man is watching them while they sleep. Daddy, we're seeing mom be abused. And I'm relaying this again to the guardian ad litem, and she tells me I'm making it up. So one day my sons come home, and they're like,
how crazy is that, though? You have multiple times you're telling them, and they're telling you that you're making it up. But for what reason would you make up this kind of mess? Like, I mean, I'm pretty sure, they do this job, and you do it for a few years. You feel like you've seen it all, but you also let a lot of things fall through the side because you feeling like you know it all. That'd be the problem. You got to take your job super seriously. No matter how outlandish or how crazy it sounds, you got to take your job seriously. And that's why a lot of these care positions are not seen as realistic, because people don't. They feel like, they don't have to do the real work. And you got to get real down in the dirty. You really got to meet people where they are, not where you want them to be at. I'm going to let it rock.
Daddy, mommy was hurt really bad. By the boyfriend.
Sorry.
Something told me just to case search him, and I saw that he was locked up. I didn't know why he was incarcerated. Well, no, I knew it was assault, but I didn't know who the assault was against. So then I called the guardian ad litem, and she called the mother, and the mother told it was just an argument, and a neighbor called the police. Well, she's told me that the children still had to go to the home, and for weeks, like, I was terrified. Like, I knew this guy something was wrong with him. Like he's already abused my son. He hit my son in the face, and now my sons are having.
That's who hit him in the face. So this guy, the mom's new boyfriend, already been up in the house doing craziness. They've witnessed their mom getting abused, and this is gonna be more than just like. See, even just one time is bad enough. But this is going to be years and years of work to really work out, because this is going to change attitudes. This whole psychology is going to change dynamic between him and his sons and everything. And we think that we can go out and do better and be better without really looking at what's going on. So wind it back real fast.
Like he's already abused my son. He hit my son in the face. And now my sons are having to go there. And then on top of it, now they're seeing their mother be abused. It's just been so much. From that point on, I found I got the restraining. I got the police report, and the police report said that he really abused the mother. It went really into detail where he broke furniture with her head.
Goodness.
The guardian.
Now this is the mother to his own children, who now has a new boyfriend. Just so y'all understand.
That's in the police report.
Yes, it's in the police report. And the guardian ad litem tells me that there's nothing that she can do because they're no longer together. Even in the police report, it says that the older son was the one who broke the altercation up. I would have thought,
Give us the ages of
my sons are 6. I have twin boys, and her oldest son is 13, and she has a younger son that's 3.
Dang, so she got a bunch of kids though. And see, this is why countless videos and YouTubers, and they talk about red pill and all that, but they tell you gotta really sit down and pick who you having children with. Because it seems like this is the MO of this young lady, and I'm not trying to go at her, but if she already had one before you, she used your 2 and already went ahead and had another one. And I'm pretty sure that man ain't even the father. I'm talking about the new boyfriend isn't the father to the latest child. It's just like, come on, man. You got to also take accountability on your own decision making. But I'm going to let this rock because that's crazy that happened.
So even after this, the guardian ad litem still allowed my children to go there. The mother ends up moving with another boyfriend. From there, my sons contact me when I picked them up from school. They tell me that the boyfriend had left them alone. Mom went to work and left them with the boyfriend, and the boyfriend left them in the house alone. They said it was daytime when he left. It was nighttime when he came back. They said they went out.
Now hold up, I need y'all to tell me too in the chat. Did he say another boyfriend? So there's two accessory boyfriends? I'm just kind of trying to get it clear.
Outside screaming for help. So I contacted the guardian ad litem again, and she said I was making it up. I just don't understand how you can go to the system for help and the system basically hurts you, instead. This custody battle has bankrupted me. I've went through 4 attorneys. The last attorney was great, but who has $10,000 to $15,000 to keep spending monthly?
That's the retainer.
When I went to court,
that's the $10,000 to $15,000 is the retainer for these custody battles. I'm pretty sure because it's a twin, and I know it wasn't mentioned too heavily, but I think it was slightly shown in the news report. She's in Florida. He's here in Maryland. It's crazy. So all of that overstates and all of that. So I'm pretty sure that that's the reason, because they're factoring in plane tickets maybe and online, Zooms, whatever that may be. I'm not too sure what goes into the itemized report of that, but I'm going to let it rock because that's a lot of money too. Who got that kind of money to spend on a custody case? Again, that's why it's extremely important to know who you're picking to have kids with, because this shit, I don't want to have to do with none of that. I won't, to be honest with you, because I ain't just going to pop, shoot up the club for any and everybody. They be trying now.
They showed our videos. Our videos are all positive, and it didn't even start on purpose. Like, I was just recording my sons. My uncles used to record us at birthday parties, cookouts, things like that. And I did the same with my sons on social media. And it was just for our family to see. And it blew up during the pandemic. So, but they use these positive videos of me showing my son spreading love and joy, showing a father, and especially a black father in Baltimore, just showing something different, breaking stereotypes, just showing how my children just talk to each other and love each other. And I've given my sons the best. I mean, I was doing well for myself before social media, and I believe anything that you do, you should put your all into it. And I put my all into this once we became monetized. And it's not like we recorded every day. We may have had 10 minutes of videos a week, like it was maybe going for a walk or something like that, or my sons getting into an argument and talking it out, you know, and loving each other. And at the end of the video, they were always hugging, holding hands, and playing.
And that's the kind of positivity that we need to be seeing from our brothers. As a father, you know, that's the thing that's so crazy about this, because the moment that we had a platform where a man was really down for his kids and he wasn't, you know, downplaying the mother at all. He was just there supporting his little boys, his 6-year-old sons, making sure they grew up into men that were well-deserved to the community. And now we got this. They in the middle of, you know, domestic abuse in front of their parents. They've been caught up in it themselves. They're not allowed to go see their father who was loving and caring for them. They're no longer able to get money that let them get out of situations that would have been caused by things like that. But no, we want to perpetuate all the other foolishness. You know, black men ain't ish, black girls ain't this. And to be honest with you, if you look this up, I'll be real. She ain't a black woman. She's not a black. He ain't got. This is his baby mama's not a black woman. I'm not trying to be colorist or anything about that, but you just that's just to go to let you show. I mean, that goes to let you know what's really going on. What's it called? I'm sorry, I got a message, but let me let this man run.
I don't understand how something like this could happen to a father like me. During the trial, I was asked, why do I want my sons to go to the school that they go to? It's a very great school. It's an elite school. It's where politicians and celebrity children go. Why would I want my children to go to a school like that? When they found out where we lived, it's an historic area and it's a plantation across the street. So black people were not supposed to be allowed in this area. And I was asked by the judge, do my neighbors like me? I mean, this whole case has been ridiculous. I've been given supervised visitation, and now even through supervised visitations, like I started taking classes with Hope in Darkness. It's the organization that helps with children are being alienated. And I see the changes in my.
So y'all see how much opposition he has to face just so he can see his own kids? I really want y'all to see. This is why a lot of this stuff keeps coming up in the media. Like, it really matters.
Children, like, acting out, like, from dropping things, from hitting. And the only thing I can do is hug them and tell them that I love them. And it's going to be okay, and God got you. They constantly talk about not eating, to the point where last week, the caseworker called CPS on the mother. And somehow the guardian ad litem has gotten a hold of it, and there hasn't been an investigation. I mean, first they were saying that I was saying the lies, and now it's coming from actually a caseworker inside the visitation center, and she's made that disappear. The mother's boyfriend that she's with currently has now kicked her out of the home, so now my children are practically homeless. I just don't understand how the system could do this to a father. And sadly, I'm not the only one. This is going on all over. And
and sadly, we see this happening all the time. But even some of the stuff that was going on with Kevin Samuels, it was hard not to see the real reality that was going on. People are getting their kids ripped away, and we try to say that it's just, oh, they didn't want to be this or that, they deadbeat dads. But why are we always using ad hominems or, you know, talking down on somebody who's obviously fighting for their kids? It can't be a litany of all these people just wanting to manipulate. I'm not saying that there aren't some, but it obviously happens on both sides, and we're not really looking at it as equal. We're just saying that one side always has to be right, and that's wrong. Look, y'all, this is getting a little heavy, man. We gonna get through this. We're gonna get through it.
It's like it's time for us to speak up and talk about what's going on in these family courts.
Let me remind everyone, you're in Maryland, correct?
Yes.
And obviously these types of laws are state to state, but at the end of this is a judge. It is a judge.
Yes.
A judge who deems.
Hi, we're Visible. We offer one-line wireless plans with no hidden.
Now look, y'all, like I said, we can't get them
fees
ads
for
out
just
of here
$25
until
a
y'all
month
get
on
us
Verizon's
big,
5G
but I hope
network.
that y'all
One flat
hit
rate
that like
every
button,
single
subscribe
month.
to the
Unlimited
channel,
data included.
and help
Your
us
wireless
grow
should
so that
be
that way we ain't got to have
visible.
this shit in the way
Confetti.
no more.
Your online profile to be exploited of your children. And I've seen it personally. It was nothing but positivity.
Thank you.
Even those moments where there was conflict, you always intentionally provided
Yes.
remedy, solution. And to me, what you're doing is truly providing an example for the father.
And like I was saying, if you please take your time, look up the Hurtt story now, and you will see that this man was just trying to better his sons. If you have any other opinions on it, please go watch and come back. Hit those comments up. Let me know what you really think, because you know I'll check it out. I'll do my due diligence. I already did the research beforehand, so I doubt that you'll be able to change my mind. But if you have something that you can bring to light that I did not know, I'll be glad to see it. This man does need some help though, but also make sure you guys go there to help and support if you have the ability to. I know it's hard for all of us right now, but of course, you know, when we can help somebody in need, it also helps us. You know what I mean? Like they say, that you give to others and you get back threefold, sometimes tenfold. So, you know, help me with just a free like and help this man with anything else you can help. Of course, guys.
Others to follow. I thought it was brilliant and also wholesome.
Thank you.
To say that exploitation, dear brother, was really insane to me.
Right.
Especially in the era of reality TV. Let's put it that way.
Right.
Because there are a lot of less wholesome shows that involve children.
Well, I wouldn't even say reality TV, because see, the advent of reality TV, there's contracts and things like that. There are certain protections. Whereas the internet, there's no contract. You're just doing it at the mercy of your viewers and all that other kind of stuff. Granted, you had a great following, Jerron. You have a great following, so you know they supported your positivity. It's hard to get people to support positivity now. I think that the positivity era is almost done, because, you know, there was a time where people would, you know, look at the manifestation and all that other kind of stuff. But now all you want to look at is Zeus and all this other wildness and see people get torn down left and right. And we got to do better, because one of those days you might be the one getting torn down. And how would you like that? It's not going to be fun when it's you.
That intentionally, those producers do intentionally exploit children. They exploit argument. They exploit conflict. You don't do any of that.
Right.
You got popular during COVID because you decided to highlight a positive relationship between a black father and his twin children. So
Right.
now, as you move through the court system, at this point, do you have an attorney representing your interest? I know the guardian ad litem. I had a friend that went through that. She had a horrible experience as well, and she was a mother with the guardian ad litem. The person that reads the material, it was just ridiculous.
Like
But
I said, they don't
do
help
you
the
have
parents.
somebody representing you?
You got to
No,
pay
I
attention
don't.
to what
And
you're
that's the issue. Like,
getting
this
yourself
is
involved in.
bankrupt me. I had to take everything down. I can't afford it. They taking everything from me, from my children to my income, everything. So
let me ask you this, brother. Let me ask you.
This brother's starting to break down. I don't want to have him crying on camera. If he does have that kind of breakdown, I want to give him as much grace as possible, especially in a place where we haven't interacted one-on-one. But I want you guys to try to reach out as best you can. And I'm gonna go back right here. This is the channel, the Hurtt story. You can see, stuff of what he got going on right now. And if you feel any different, of course, like I said, hit me up and let me know if you find out anything else different. But this man is struggling to, get things correct so that way these little boys right there can have a better life. And I think that we can help. And here goes GoFundMe right there. You can look at it. Like I said, June of 2020, he hasn't been on. He only got 35 videos. I'm pretty sure it was probably more. But reach out to the man. I would love to, if you guys can get in contact with him, I would love to have him on so we can give you a firsthand account of what was going on. Because, we need to, grow awareness on what's going on. And if you can, guys, before I wrap this up, just give this video a like. If you've been liking what I've been giving to you guys, hit that subscribe button, hit the follow button. We are almost close enough to be monetized and we can get all those ads and stuff. But all of your love and support just helps us to grow and build, and we appreciate it. And if you found that this video was helpful or it could help somebody else who's in need or even in the area that needs to get their message out, tell them to hit me up. My information is down in my description box on the channel. I just want to say thank you again for watching. This is your host, Juice, and this is The Squeeze. Peace.